Welcome to Midweek Chill. This is Leo Bray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center. Visit us on the web at urbanyoga.org or at Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook. To stop by the tip jar and make donations, or to check the schedule, or to do both, right? We'll start today's sitting. You don't have to sit like this. I'm sitting up on my blocks as I most often do. Just sit or kneel in a way that's comfortable for you. If you'd rather lie down, go for it. Close your eyes if you want. And just start by focusing on your breath. Just paying attention to your breath invites it to change, to get deeper and slower. All it takes is that shift in attention. Feeling your contact with the ground, with your mat, with whatever else you're sitting on. If you're sitting on some props, as I am, feel where you're rooted, where you're grounded. And notice how as you exhale, especially like at the end of the exhale, there's an increase in that grounding sensation brought on by the contraction of the exhale. And the counter to that, notice as you inhale, the rising expansion. Maybe picture your spine telescoping upwards, getting a little longer each time you breathe in. As the lungs fill, the vertebrae slide slightly apart. Those cartilage discs in between, expanding a bit. So this is the pulse of life, the inhale, the exhale, the rising and falling, expanding and contracting. Now scan your body, take in whatever other sensations are there. Notice whatever there is to be noticed. Especially noting anything unwanted sensation-wise, any soreness or stiffness you detect, making note of these things so you can keep them in mind as we practice, remembering that you're always welcome to skip or modify any portion of practice, and thus find the practice that suits you best. It doesn't do to push ourselves too far, to ignore important signals from the body like discomfort or pain. It's okay to gently explore probing against resistance, but we need to respect our body's limits and its condition and what's going on each day, each practice, each moment. We find there's something we can't do, or we can't do as much as we wanted or in the way that we wanted. Let's decide now not to beat ourselves up. And this is kind of our theme for this evening's class, this session of Midweek Chill, is being gentle and compassionate with ourselves. Sometimes we can have all kinds of patience and gentleness and compassion for other people, maybe for everyone but ourselves. For some reason, that's the person we neglect, ignore, or leave out. And the Buddha reportedly said, among the many, many things that Buddha is quoted to have said, your compassion is incomplete if it does not include you. So remembering to listen to our bodies, respect what they're telling us, to be gentle and compassionate with ourselves. Let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths before we start to move around. In through your nose, out through your mouth with a sigh. Now, if you have your eyes closed, you can open them. If you're lying down, you can join us sitting up or kneeling. And bring your arms to hang by their sides if you have your arms in your lap, like I do. Let your chin come down towards your chest. Nice and slowly roll your ear towards your shoulder. And let your head sit back, look up towards the sky. And over towards the other shoulder. And back down through center, chin going past the sternum. And just take your time exploring this movement. Or you can depart from circling if you find a tight spot to rock back and forth over. See if you can untie a knot. Now let's change the direction. Take some circles going the other way, or maybe uncover a tight spot that didn't turn up in the direction we started. Sometimes that happens. The same movement can feel different in one direction than the other. And when you finish the next circle, you can lift your chin to face forward. Then lift your left shoulder up towards your ear. Slide it back. Let it come down. Then your right shoulder up and back and down. Inhale, reach out towards the sides. Exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself. Take a couple deep breaths into the back of your heart, into that space between your shoulder blades. Maybe you can even feel that space between the shoulder blades increase after those breaths. Inhale, spread your wings. Exhale, cross your arms the opposite way and have a couple more huge breaths. Inhale, open up. Exhale, twist to the left. Take a couple breaths. Inhale, come through center. As you exhale, twist to your right and take a couple breaths. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, let your arms down. Inhale, out and up. Hook your thumbs together and then tug them away from each other. Tug your hands away from each other. Sort of tugging the one thumb against the other. Inhale, look up. Lift up your heart. Look up at your thumb. On an inhale, bring yourself upright. Exhale, bend to the left. Feel full length through both arms and try to stay grounded in both sides of your seat. Inhale, come up through center. As you exhale, bend to your right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, arms down. Rest just your fingertips on the floor. Stay long in your spine. Walk the left hand behind you. Bring your right hand to your left leg. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist some more. Working your way up from the waist, just finding how much twist feels like enough. In line with this evening's theme of being gentle and compassionate. Don't force anything. And remember that the sufficient twist may be way less than the deepest twist. Let yourself unwind and come through center. And then twist the other way. Walk your right hand behind you. Bring your left hand to your right leg. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist some more. Let yourself unwind. Rest your hands on your knees or your thighs, however you like. Inhale, bring your heart forward. Let your head go back. Exhaling, draw your heart back and let your head come forward. Continuing at the pace of your breath. I've been sitting up on my blocks and sometimes I forget that it doesn't always feel good to be elevated in the seat when I do that movement. So getting rid of my blocks there, move them out of the way. Let's make some circles. As you inhale, coming forward, go towards one side. As you exhale and go back, go towards the other. And here too, see if you can stay anchored in both sides of your seat, even if that means making smaller circles. It also means more engagement of the core muscles, actually, by exerting that degree of control. Keep ourselves from getting tippy. We're using more of these obliques, the sides of the core. And let's take a few of those circles going the other way. And then let's come upright Take a simple loose forward fold from here. Rest your hands on the ground and just walk them forward to whatever degree you like, letting your neck release and your head drop, breathing into your back or wherever you feel any tightness. Think of sending the breath there. Inhaling, walk your hands back, pick yourself up. Let's come up onto our hands and knees. And let's reach back, press into the ball of the right foot. On an inhale, reach your left arm forward. On the next inhale, if you want, pick the right foot up, reach straight back. You go even further, if you like, bend that knee, you reach that hand back. If you can grab your foot or your ankle, kick against your hand, lift your knee a little, lift your chin a little. Release and lower down. Reach back, press into the ball of your left foot. On an inhale, reach your right arm forward. On the next inhale, pick your left foot up, reach straight back. Bend your knee, reach that right hand back, see about that spine. Release and lower down. Throw your toes under. Walk your hands in towards your knees. Come up standing on your knees. We're going to stretch our feet. Sit back towards your heels. Now, I'm probably going to sit on my heels because that feels good to me, but just sit as low as you want. And maybe you use props. Some people like to put a prop between their heels and their butt, or between the ground and their butt, and putting the blocks like between my ankles. But really what my feet enjoy, and of course this also is a great calf stretch. I'm quite used to doing this, and it feels awesome to me to just sit way down low. So you sit as high as you want. You can adjust anytime. Inhale, raise your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Interlace your fingers. Reach your palms forward. Raise your arms overhead. And lower them down. Bring your hands to your heart. Reach up through center. Let your hands come out and down. And we'll do that 2 more times, and that's how long we're stretching our feet. Raise up. Hands to heart. Try interlacing the other way. Reach your palms forward. Raise up. Lower down. Hands to heart. Up through center. Out and down. Last time. Up we go. Hands to heart. Interlace. Palms forward. Overhead. Back down. Hands to heart. Up through center. Out and down. And the counter pose is the best part. Sit forward onto your hands. Untuck your toes. And tap your feet on the floor. I like to tap them hard and fast, but do what's right for you and your feet. It's great doing this on the terrace because there isn't anyone down below. Well, maybe there is, but It's an outdoor space. It's not like somebody's bedroom. In my apartment, where I teach, if I bang on the floor like this, it's right above the bedroom of an Airbnb space. Let's step the right foot forward. Here, you can use blocks under your hands if you want, like I'm going to. It's the chill class after all. Let's do the easier version of things. That's what I'm going for. Bring your hands to your knee. Lift your torso. Exhale, sink forward. Inhale, glide back. And maybe your movement's bigger than mine. Maybe it's smaller. Whatever movements your body wants to. You can, if you like, add arm movement. On the back end of the movement, have one or both arms raised. As you sink forward, lower them down. Turn your palms towards the ground. Inhale, glide back. Turn your palms towards each other. Exhale and inhale. From the back end of the movement, let's twist. Reach your left hand back and your right hand forward. You can drop the right hand to your knee if you start to get unsteady. Come through center with your hands by your heart. Reach your right hand back. Reach your left hand forward or drop it to your knee. Come through center, hands to heart. Bring your hands down to the floor. Step your right knee down to the floor and step your left foot forward. Bring your hands to your knee, lift your torso. Exhale, sink forward. Inhale, glide back. Sorry for the extra noise around the microphone there. When and if you like, you can add in that arm movement, one or both arms, floating up and down as you rock back and forth. And twist to the right. Now I noticed when I twisted this way before that I'm chopping my head off on the video here. So this beating ourselves up stuff is not just about a practice. It can be about work. Come through center, twist to the left. So take this practice of compassion and gentleness and patience with yourself off your mat. Not all of us do our jobs on the mat like I do. I'm practicing and I'm working. And I'm not going to beat myself up over how I practice or how the video comes out. Come through center. Bring your hands down. Step the left knee down to the floor. And let's take a child's pose. Because what's gentler than a child's pose? Open your knees wider if you like, if that feels good for you. Sit back towards your heels. And here too, you could have a prop under your seat if that feels good, or under your chest, or under your head. Make sure your head rests on something so your neck disengages. So some of us, the head comes right to the ground, but not always, not everyone. Scan your body, observe your breath. Inhale, come forward and up through table. We're going to step into a forward fold. We're not even going to stand up all the way. But we are going to step to a forward fold, bring one foot forward and then the other using the blocks if you like. And we're going to explore here standing bind, this thing called gorilla pose. So bend your knees a lot. Let your belly rest on your thighs. Let your head hang. Then lift one foot. Slide your hand under your foot. So I'm pointing my fingertips at the tips of my toes. It might just be fingers under. The fullest you can go is like having the tips of your toes right in your wrist crease like that. And then do the other hand. So we're standing on our hands, which is weird. Or maybe it feels great. I think it feels great. Maybe it's both. I would just explore lengthening your legs to whatever degree feels okay. And if it feels good to you to sort of lengthen one and bend the other, you do a little wagging your tail kind of thing. Whatever feels good. Maybe you move your fingers and massage your feet. What kind of mood is your gorilla in? This is great lengthening in the back of the body without getting into downward dog. It's also some acupressure attention for the hands and feet where we have lots of nerve endings, lots of small muscles and small bones. So explore whatever movement you like. And if you want to come out of the bind before I do, that's fine. Maybe you don't want to stand on your hands as much as I do. Let's all come out. Bend your knees a whole lot again. Lift one foot. Take your hand out. Lift the other foot. Take your hand out. And while we're down here, let's just gently nod the head. Just while the head's hanging and the neck is engaged, shake your head. Let's just once inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale down. Step one foot back, let one knee down, and then the other. And let's have a seat. Make your way to a seat, however you want to get there. And extend your legs forward. Flex your feet back. I'm going to face the other way. I changed my mind. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, fold down over your legs. Let your knees bend if they want to bend, as much as they want to bend. When you inhale, think of coming forward. And when you exhale, think of lowering down. Inhaling, walk your hands up those legs and sit yourself up. Using your arms, nudge your legs apart to whatever degree is okay, and no further than okay. We'll fold forward. I should have moved these props when I changed my mind about which way to face. So you can walk your hands down your legs to fold, or rest your hands on the mat at center and walk them forward, or have a block under your hand and walk your block forward. I've been doing that one a lot lately. I think tonight I'm feeling more, I kind of like just having my hands on the mat. Breathe into your back or wherever the tight spots are. Inhaling, walk your hands back and lift your torso. Now let your arms help your legs. Bend the left leg, bring the left foot over to the right thigh or right knee. Pivot your torso, aim your sternum at the right foot and flex the right foot back towards you. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, fold down over the right leg. Reach your right arm out, turn your head to the right, look towards your hand. Point your thumb at the floor, rotate your arm. Reach the back of your hand towards your left hip. Draw the right shoulder back. Keep looking to the right. Extend your arm. Let that rotation go. Bring the right hand to the left hand again. Take a couple breaths. Reach your left arm way out to the side. Turn your head to follow. Point your thumb down. Reach towards the opposite hip. Draw that shoulder back. Extend your arm. Let go with the rotation. Reach your arm up alongside your ear. Turn your head to the right. Reach the left hand overhead towards the right hand. And just let your head hang out wherever your neck feels okay. Slowly reach back up and back out to the left. And swing that arm all the way back over. Left hand to right hand. Inhaling, walk your hands up your legs and sit up. Let your arms help your legs. Extend the left and bend the right. Bring the foot across. Pivot your torso. Flex your left foot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Reach the left arm out, turn your head to the left, point the thumb down, reach towards the right hip, feel your left shoulder back. So the bind feels different with the legs arranged the opposite way. Extend your arm, let the rotation go. Bring the left hand to the right hand. Swing your right arm way to the right, turn your head to the right, point your thumb down, reach towards the opposite hip, feel the shoulder back, look right. Extend your arm, let the rotation go. Inhale, reach the arm up alongside the head, right hand coming overhead towards the left. Let your neck be okay, whatever that means for the head position. Slowly reach back up and back out, and take your time to bring that right hand all the way back over to the left hand. Inhaling, walk your hands up your legs and sit up. Using your arms to help start to extend the right leg, but then bend the left and bring the soles of your feet together. Leave this big space between your heels and your pelvis. Then either reach over your ankles and grab the mat, or reach under your ankles and grab the mat. Walk your hands forward along the mat. Let your neck go, let your head drop. Breathe into your back, or again, wherever the tight spots are. If you don't have any tight spots, congratulations. You can just think of breathing into your back. Slowly walk your hands back and lift your torso. Keep your feet together, bring them in closer. Interlace your fingers. Cup your toes in your hand. Wriggle on your butt. Shift the bones in there closer to the ground to tilt your pelvis forward and open the front of your hip. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, hinge forward from the hip with a long spine. And when the long spine has stopped lowering, you can let your head lower and breathe into your hips. Inhale, slowly sit up. Use your arms to lift your knees towards each other. Bring your hands to the ground behind you. Lean into your hands. Walk your feet out by the edges of the mat. Let your knees go to one side, turn your head to the other. Bring it all back through center and go the opposite way. A few times to each side. And then let's come down onto our back and set up for bridge. Feet hip width apart. Lower down onto your forearms and down onto your back. And if you like, you can have a block between your knees on the middle position. Press into your feet and inhale to lift your hips. If you want a deeper heart opener, you can clasp your hands under you, reach your knuckles towards your heels, and wriggle your shoulder blades towards each other like that. Head rests on the ground, neck stays relaxed. Breath keeps flowing. If you're taking the spine, release your hands. Exhaling slowly, let your hips down. Explore floating up and down at your own pace. Whenever you've had enough repetitions up and down, you can make your way to supported bridge, pausing with your hips lifted, putting a prop at the base of your spine and coming down to rest on it. It's okay if you keep going up and down. I'm coming to my supported bridge already because that's what I feel like doing. Press into your feet. Inhale, lift your hips. Move the prop out from underneath you and exhale, slowly lower down. And just pause. Move those props out of the way. Draw your knees to your chest and hug them and rock and roll to massage your back against the ground. Let's take our strap. It's here somewhere. Open the strap and run it under your feet. And hold one end in each hand. Let your head, shoulder blades, and sacrum stay on the ground. Then reach your arms and legs up. Point your toes at the sky. And then down towards your face. And let your feet relax. And slide them away from each other. Slide your feet back towards each other. Take your right foot out. Press your right leg down. Flex your right foot back. Reach your left arm out to the side, palm facing up. And draw your legs to the right and turn your head to the left. Keep your shoulders grounded. And just bring that leg where it wants to go. Don't force it. We're going to spend a couple minutes in each position here, and letting the breath do the work, letting the leg go where it wants to, and yes, doing my funny scooting because I set up too close to this wonderful collection of plants over here on my right. There was a big pot that was in the way of my leg going down. Now my foot's getting tickled by a plant. That's just a little bonus. Don't want to hurt the plants though. Should avoid that. There's a phrase that people use in daily affirmations and such. They say perfectly imperfect. So every practice is perfectly imperfect. You know, it's perfect because you're doing it. Congratulations, you got on your mat and took some time to practice. And that's what matters. And then listening to your body, the practice will be what it will be. Come up through center. Take the strap in your left hand. Press down on the front of your right hip. Let your limbs fall to the left. So here I'm making this video where different body parts keep going out of frame in the video. It's perfectly imperfect. And whatever you do in the course of your day or your night, we're going to get done what we get done. There's always more to do for the next day, and that's okay. Very, very simple mantra that we use is, it is what it is. It's universally true. You can put that stuff on everything. It is what it is. And as some people like to add, it ain't what it ain't. It isn't what it isn't, if you'd prefer. Sometimes these things seem silly, and sometimes they just really resonate and can actually be helpful. I knew a guy years ago who would say, everything will be all right in the end. And if it's not all right, it's not the end. Very gently come up the center, and we switch legs on the strap. Take the right foot, step into the strap, take the left foot out, press the left leg down, flex the left foot back, reach the right arm out to the side, palm up, draw your leg to the left and turn your head to the right. Come up through center. Last one, take the strap in your right hand, press down on your left hip, let your limbs come over to the right. Nice and easy. Come up to center. Lift your left leg. Draw your knees in. Set your strap aside. Reach your feet up. Reach your hands up to grab your legs or feet. Play with bending and straightening your arms and legs. If you wanted to, instead of happy baby pose here, you could repeat the hand and foot position for a gorilla. Do a gorilla on his back. Maybe you want to do some other inversions. It just plain feels good to massage your feet sometimes, in whatever position. Whenever you've had enough inverting or foot massaging, whatever else might help you feel more complete in your practice, make your way to your final resting pose. Close your eyes if you like. Maybe focus on your breath. Maybe reflect on ways you could be more gentle with yourself. Where has your compassion for you been lacking? Or maybe just let all that go and just breathe without feeling any need to focus at all. Start to find some deeper breaths and move around little by little, whatever movements you want. Being gentle, of course, letting them gradually get bigger and bigger. Take your time. When you're ready, to sit up. Bring your hands to your heart. Thank you for joining me in practice this evening. The light within me sees and honors that same light within you. Namaste.